All right, we're preparing for crude oil now. I'll put a spotlight chart here on the left side for those interested. About a minute and a half to go. Take a quick look at crude. Crude is basically flat on the session, but there's just been a lot of price action. Just trying to get a breath of the range here. 52.52, 51.46, so a little over $1's worth of price movement so far today, but it's right close to where it opened. That's what that typically means when you see it's only up 13 ticks. Sure. Hey, Richard, you know, the whole point of us being a trading community is to help one another. So yeah, your comments and thoughts and insights and whatever, the way you look at the market, you're certainly welcome. It's one of the big benefits of being a part of this group is what we all contribute collectively. I'm often showing ideas from other members that have shared stuff. So for me personally, I learn a lot from you guys too. All right, the report coming out. That was a fast minute and a half. The boundary of the reaction and trading right in the middle. So let's just see where it goes from here. It's a pretty small range on the initial reaction. So look for it to break out one way or another, and now it is. Let's see if that follows through. But a lot could happen in the next minute and 5 seconds. Remember, we wait 2 minutes. So the chart on the left is a momentum bar. It's a lot different than the tick chart. It's also spotlight. The chart on the right is counterpunch, of course. So a possible get in sync short trade here on a pretty sizable short. That would be at 52.17. And that is going to be a short at 52.17 if it comes back up. And that stop is at 41. Filled. It did come back up, targeting 89 and 79. And now a stop in reverse, unfortunately, and it did stop in reverse at 21. If you're able to get that in, actually it would have been 23. Did anyone grab that? It went down before I can get my order in. And now there's a short. So I never got long. There's a short at 03. Trading right in the middle of that range is, I never like to see that, especially with a tight range. So technically we're long at 23, but there's a short now at 03, 52.03, and that's targeting 78 and the stop's at 26.
Order filled.
And it did get short. Can we push through that low? Testing the low of that range. Pretty important test here for our short. We'll pull back to the signal line, so let's see if we can get a leg down. Had such great price action this morning, and now we got some indecision in here. Let's see if we can push lower. Definitely got a risk of a stop and reversal, which would maybe be in the squeeze zone. It's trying to work its way through that 200 moving average, so I'm going to test this low in here. It did barely poke through, and the failure to get lower could set up a strong move higher. But hopefully it's not done testing. You can see the squeeze is filtered out. Third attempt. Fourth attempt. All right, now we're getting somewhere, hopefully. We need follow through. Money management is at 87 and getting close. See if it keeps on going. There's an indication it could with that 50 bending down, but we need follow through. Getting 90% of the way. There's money management. Make sure you lock in your 1 tick. You can see it's working around the key level. Another push lower would be nice. All right, so really close to target 2. Really nice move so far.
Order filled.
And there's target 2. Make sure your stop's at 91. And actually the stop should now be at 86. And this could turn into a bigger move.
Order filled.
Stopping out. Not quite able to get to target 3, but a really nice 25 tick move to target 2. And not a bad trailer. And that's power of quitting for me. Curious how you guys ended up. Yeah, missing the reversal is a good deal sometimes, Jeremy. Sometimes it's nice to be not as fast because that enabled you to stay with the white trade. For me, I was trying to get long and I ended up flattening on the white. So I took a, I think it was 8 ticks or 4 ticks. 4 tick loss, some small amount. but then getting short here and a nice winner and power of quitting. So I'm done. Hopefully you guys are too. Break even, Elliot. Okay. You may or may not want to take another trade. It's kind of up to you. Plus 11 on the 2 trades. Good job, Bill. Yeah, unleaded. Very good, Elliot. That's fine. Let's just take a quick look at Spotlight. So Spotlight had 1 short right there. This is too early. So you had 1 short, and it almost got to target 2. And I guess the decision is that power of quitting for partial profit, trying to get to 71, and it got to what, 73? Got 90% of the way, basically. Let me know if you're still trading. If you're still trading, you have a second trade, and it just got to money management again. So that would be the power of quitting trade no matter what anyway. Whether you stopped with the first one or the second one, it's a good move. Notice the pullback zone. In this case, that's a 21 EMA. Action, reaction, subsequent action is going to be a nice trade, especially when all your moving averages are starting to cross over and fan apart and spread apart. It's a good sign. Target 2 reached right there. So nice session on Spotlight as well. And then unleaded, wow, that's probably the trade of the session. Wrong chart. We can go ahead and look at heating oil too. That would be interesting. So here's unleaded. Not bad, huh? So remember, you wait your 2 minutes and you have a get in sync. So it sets up a little bit sooner. But remember, you can get in sync after this report. And so right in here, you're able to grab the entry. As long as it hasn't hit money management, as long as it hasn't stopped out, or there isn't a new setup short, which there wouldn't be because we're not using add-ons. And also, look at the bar that third arrow is pointed to. Remember, I've shown you how a wick that stabs up into the lines and then closes down with that body that looks kind of like that bar? That is typically a really good bar. You could almost have a setup on bars like that. You can see a few more over here. But those kind of bars are typically very bearish, especially when resistance becomes support, right? It breaks through the support, then it becomes resistance, I meant to say. Comes up and retests, gives you a setup to get in sync with. I mean, there's a lot of good things to like about that setup right there. Meanwhile, all the moving averages are starting to cross over the 200 and turn down, and then you get this really great setup that's still going. You want to train yourself to look for those. Here's similar bars that are poking up into the faster moving average. But those are typically really weak. They're showing signs of weakness and bearishness. And good to look for those kind of bars. Tell me what you think. Now that I've pointed them out to you again, you start looking for them. They must be called something in Japanese candlestick language. I just don't know what.